down the river. And they lost everything they had. And the thing of it was, a lot of it next day was kind of washed up on the bank. But you know, people went down that river when they could find something. They would just load it up and carry it off.
These are your neighbors, or somebody came in from somewhere else?
I reckon they must have come from somewhere else because I didn't. Well, I really didn't know because I didn't know that they were doing that till later. But after, well, I know one time he said he went down the river to see what he could find. He found some things and he'd bring them up and set them in the road. And when he'd come back to get them, they were gone. People would pick them up and carry them off. But,
that's mighty low, isn't it?
yeah, but I reckon some people do about anything. And, of course, we had a time of getting the house moved, and we went over and lived in Pat's house over on Phoebe's Butt. We lived over there from when the flood was in April. We got back over here in the January, I believe, January, February the next year. Had the basement finished till we could move back. And we thought we'd just live in the basement for a little while until they finished the upstairs. But I don't know, I think it took most of that rest of that year, and well, not the whole year, but way up in the summer to get it upstairs finished.
Did you get any kind of help from the government? You know, was this declared a disaster area? Were you able to get any help at all?
Nothing, only we got a low interest loan from the SBA, Small Business Bureau. I think 5% after so many years.
Did you ever just feel like you ought to give up and quit? Did you ever get the place where you just said, well,
yeah.
Job had his trials, but I think
yeah.
Or did you just say, well, no, this is something we got to do?
You just can't. There's just. Well, I've always heard that expression. I just thought that think I just give up and quit, but you can't.
No.
You just can't. You gotta keep trying. I don't know where these were things that were put on us for some reason or what, but we just kept a digging, and so we finally got the Small Business Bureau, SBA, paid off last fall, so the house is ours. Don't owe nothing on it. But we bought and paid for the darn place twice. We just had got out of debt. Well, maybe just a few months.
So you didn't get any insurance money at all?
We didn't have insurance, flood insurance. Now, if it had burned, we could have got insurance. But we didn't have flood insurance. So, as I said, we paid for the place twice.
Was Jim the only one home, or did he just happen to be, he was living up here in this little trailer already at that time?
He was living up there in the trailer, and he and Sue and Keith had been to Kingsport. And when they come back and crossed the river bridge up yonder, you know, below Moggs, right there at Love, said the water was a-lapping across the bridge. And said he knew that we were in for trouble. And as soon as he got home, why, he come down here and told us, you know, again, Corey had already said that we'd better do something. He come and he was the one that got on the CB and got us some help. Because if we hadn't had help, we couldn't have got the stuff out of the house like we did. I know I went to the closets and gathered up my clothes and throwed them in a quilt or something that was laying on the bed and just wrapped them up and tried to get their clothes all fixed like that and carried them out.
And your pictures, all your pictures,
Well,
I bet
I
you.
didn't get no pictures. Most of them.
I
got
mean, your
ruined.
family photos, they,
Well,
old
I think they
snapshots
must
and
have been up in the attic, most of them, and so
Oh,
it didn't bother them. The ones that I had in a big box. I don't know how come I did have them up there. It's a wonder they hadn't. But there's just a lot of things that went down the river. I missed things for several years, you know, that I had, and I think about some of the things that I missed. Of course, and Coy's asked me where such and such is at. I said, I guess they're in the bottom of Marsh Lake, because after the flood, a lot of things were missing that we had. So,
well, did you find your neighbors helpful, or were you surprised that
very surprised.
some people didn't, and you thought they would? And
Yeah. And the biggest drunk ever was come and helped us several times. People, you know, that were supposed to be churchgoers, whatever, never showed up. And I know Jim was, he was mad as could be, because Coy and he both were Masons. Not one of them ever showed up to help. And that kind of ticked him off. I don't know nothing about the Masons, but evidently they're supposed to help in situations
Each other.
like that, each
Yeah.
other. And I think he told some of them about that. It's a funny thing to him that somebody that was supposed to be helpful in situations like that never showed up. People that wasn't neighbors to us come. I know Raymond Stanford, and he brought his boy down here whenever we finally got the house moved up, and he brought it down here and helped us tear out the whole wallboard and insulation that had, you know, wet and all that. And he come down and helped. And well, it you know, it kind of bothered me, because I know Sue come down, and me and her was over here swiping and wiping. Especially, we was trying to get the garage cleaned out so we could set some stuff in it maybe.
Doctors know that a safe and effective way to relieve them is something you may already have in your home. Extra strength Tylenol gel caps.
Children Foundation to help make New Mexico an even better home for children. First National Bank helps all of us create better homes too, with home improvement loans that give our families more room to grow. That's just one of many hometown advantages.
Offered to help do anything. And then I know one evening when Sue was going back over on the hill before we were leaving, she stopped over at the store to get something. And of course we both looked like mud daubers. We were muddy and wet. Somebody asked her, says, well, I guess you must be supervising or something over there. She said, supervising hell, said, I've been working. And they was all sitting around there, you know. I know what she was thinking. And the devil ain't you over there helping, because they were supposed to be church-going people. And, but I don't know why. But nobody didn't seem to worry about, or care about, not worry, care about giving us any help. But we got it back together. Moved on. So that's all we could do. And you know, you do get discouraged. Ain't no question about that. But as you're saying, you just can't quit. You just got to keep on, keep on. And so far as trying to get the house in shape, we just had to do it gradually as I could. And that took a while. I know we went to Dalton, Georgia, and got the carpet that we got done. Still got on the floor there here on this upstairs. And we took a pickup truck down there, loaded the thing. I guess if we'd have got the stop, we'd have got fined. Probably had too much on it. And I was trying to think if Keith went with us then. I don't know. I don't think so, because at that time he'd have been too young to help drive. But I think we just went by ourselves. And I know it it laid up here for seemed like months before we could get it put down. And you couldn't do much setting up furniture till you got the carpet down. And I don't know where we had the furniture stashed. Or it was piled up down the basement already. Well, about the flood. Let's see what else I could talk about.
No, I put it on.
It's always important.
Now it's on right now. Let me see how it looks.
Space over here for you.
Okay, Alice, we're gonna do this one together.
Okay.
Experience here, and this works. Maybe we'll do dubs that
Yeah,
way.
okay.
I'd like you to tell me about your art. What made you
Well,
get started such an old age?
such an old age after, gee whiz, and Grandma Moses, I guess.
Why you decided to take it up?
Well, of course, after the kids all got married and left, I just, felt like I needed something besides housework all the time and farm work. And there was an artist come to Pennington over there, and somebody got mad at me to go try. I never talked myself into going, but I said, well, I can't paint, I can't draw. So I went, and the first picture I did, if I have to say so myself, was pretty good. It was just about a 12 to 14. I didn't try a big one. And it looked pretty good, so I was getting hooked right then with painting. It's addictive, actually, I think, because I really enjoy it. And then I took some lessons over there, and then I wanted to get into more the details, and so June Scott, the lady I go with over here, found out about this lady down below, down toward Tazewell. And so she went in and talked to her, and she said we could do anything we wanted to do. But now when we was going over at Ben-Hur, everybody did the same thing. So we went down there and got started, and so that's where we've been doing it ever since. A lot of times, though, we don't go every week. We miss quite a few.
When you painted that first picture and you saw how good it was, did it surprise you a lot that you could do that?
Really did.
So you had all this talent hidden down in there over the years, going to waste, just waiting to be pulled out, and here you are in your later years and discover it. You've done an awful lot of paintings since then. Do you recall how many ribbons you've won at the fair with your paintings?
I think I had 10 in all, and I think 6 of them were blue ribbons. and a white one. A couple white ones and maybe a couple red ones, I don't
The
remember
white ones
exactly.
were what, first, second, third?
Second, or maybe.
The red ones first? Or
Blue was first,
Blue was
red
first.
was second, I think, maybe white was third, I don't know, we haven't turned around, but anyway. They,
Well, considering you've only been painting now for about, how many years?
oh, I started, I think it's about 86, something like that. But you know, you just go one day a week, or not a day, a few hours. When, you know, when you go to class. So I've done a lot of painting at home that I, you know, been doing class, but the thing of it is, if you go to class, you're gonna paint. If you're at home, you say, well, I'll do that tomorrow.
Almost too many other things to do at home. I know I've been out of work a year and I haven't even picked up my paintbrush, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to quit, so I'd have time to paint. How's Coy feel about your art?
He's my #1 supporter in that. He's been really good about to let me go.
Does he help you a lot with the framing and the
Well,
stretching?
he did in the beginning, but now usually he helps me go to yard sales and
Pick up the frames,
pick up
huh?
frames, and he does most of the framing. He'll frame them.
That's something
Takes them to the bank. And,
I never thought about that, but I think I'm going to start collecting frames because they are so expensive.
They are, and sometimes you can find some pretty ones. And sometimes you can find some that you can make pretty because you know they're maybe have scratches or something. You can take that paint you're using and just cover it up. But now there's one at the bank right now of the elephant's house.
Well, now my daughter would like that one. If you ever decide to sell it or give it away, you don't sell them though, do you? Has anybody ever offered?
I've sold some.
Have you?
I've painted special
Well, I would think
for
so.
The county agent. I did one of if his dad, no, it was his father-in-law. I believe that's right. With a couple of mules. He'd always worked mules, you know, and he wanted a picture with him and the mules in it, so I painted one for him. And I did one for a fellow over, we go about Woodway or somewhere with him, of a horse. He had a big stallion that he wanted a picture of, so I did that one. And then his daughter-in-law had a pony she called Sarge, and she wanted to paint one of those. Of course, I had pictures, you know, to go by, but I did those two for them.
So did you give the picture of the elephants to the bank, or is it just on exhibit?
No, it's just on exhibit.
And does it have a little price tag up there on
No,
it for sale?
no.
If it did, I was going to go get it.
No. Well, you might want to go by and look at it, and I might could do another and send her. You want to look at it and see.
Could we swap that one first?
Well, probably
well,
have to go by and
You
get
know,
some.
I'm going around and take pictures of all your pictures in the house after we get through here, but I just wanted to get this in on the tail end of our interview so that I could show the rest of the family that art kind of runs in the family. Now, Landy shows a lot of promise, and Dave's used to, but you can't keep them at it.
I know. If I could have got into it long time ago, I might could have done something with it. But now it's just sort of
No, it's not too late. See, you've got a good, considering the lifespan of most of our people who have taken care of themselves anyway. I'll bet, you know, taking care of yourself, 95, 100, that's really not,
Well,
that's really not too far-fetched when you think
Grandma
about
Moses,
it.
she died up in her 90s, didn't she?
Yeah.
Well,
Grandma Moore, you know, that's close.
It is.
M.O.
M.O.
Well, I'm gonna take the camera now and go around your house, and then if you got some that down in your workshop, I'd like to take as many of those as I can. I think
in there, it'd be dangerous. You'll fall over something.
The light's a little low,
Yeah,
but I
I
think.
don't go down there. There's not enough light that you could probably do it in the den.
Well, if you paint in there, there must be enough light.
Not in the den, down that little cubby hole that I use. Down there, but there's no.
I've got a light for that thing, but I haven't worked it yet, so. But
Well,
I think I can
in the
get,
kitchen and,
yeah,
and
in,
those-
in here, the sliding,
the ones I did, you know, Christ's head, of course, it's got a frame, and it's not a very good one, but
I don't care
I
whether
can
in
get
the
them out
frame or
in the
not.
kitchen where it's a little lighter, turn on the lights and you can see it. But back in that den, I don't much believe they would show up.
I'm going to review this and see if we got it before you move, so.
Okay.
Let me go check the cabinet. I should have put that on pause before I walked over there. I'm gonna take a picture of this one because I want to paint another one like that. I always like that picture. If I can get close enough, yeah, I can read it. So you did that one over there? The picture in here?
Just back to picture there.
Dang it. Close up of those. Your first right here.
Yeah, and mine was on the first. I think I did that at home.
Oops, I'm gonna zoom it right up here to see right in his eyes. I'm gonna zoom those up. Wait, wait, wait. Beautiful. Zoom into that duck there. And zoom in on that cow. This is the one she's working on now. This is for Jim. This one. And then I'm going to zoom in on that deer there. Gonna shoot the deer with the... Listen to the birds singing. Alice and Coy's house. Looking away from the house, standing in the yard. Nothing but woods. There's my rental car. The garage, which is down from the house. And down below is the river. I'll go see if I can get a shot of that. Standing on the bridge, overlooking what's left of the old bridge. You can see the pilings there. That's where the flood took out the old bridge. The car just passed and it shakes this bridge. My weight must be a little too much for it. Now I'm looking upriver on the other side of the bridge. See if I can get that little island in there. Pretty good fishing this week, but Tom never did buy a fishing license for Virginia. Looking up the highway, and right over there is where Alice's house is, but you can't see it for the trees. Now we can get Alice's house, standing just at the bridge. And there's the new bridge they built after the flood. Barn on the other side of the house. Okay, Dovie, I want you to tell me your birthday, where you were born, and then just start rattling off anything you feel like in your childhood days.
I'm not a good rattler.
And one thing I would like you to cover that's pretty vague in my memory is your memories of Mom and Kennard. After we all left home, you were really the only one left. And